Okay, and our final page of our syllabus contains our reading/video assignments. You know, it's kind of hard to make a little calendar that's small and has everything in it in a coherent, logical way. I did the best I could in 2 dimensions. There are a lot of places where your due dates are listed that tell you when the pick a task is due, or when the project's due, or when the quizzes are due. What's not, I can't get it to list anywhere else in the classroom, is when what you should be reading at any given time, or how to speak is another thing to be concerned with. I'm going to get that modules to launch real quick while I talk, because I tried in the modules area to remind you what you should be reading during any given week. Week 1, we're doing the introduction, which is chapter 1. You don't have a video assignment to correspond with that, but you have a pick a task, a project, and week 1's quizzes due. During week 2, we're going to be covering genes and prenatal development, which is chapter 2. And then there's a really great video for you to watch, which is Life's Greatest Miracle. It's about a 53-minute video. It's available through pbs.org. So it's really a good video about the journey from conception to birth. It may end with a birth, just warning you. I can't remember if this one does or not, but so just brace yourself. There might be a birth. But it was on PBS, so I mean, how graphic can it be, right? Now, it gets a little bad with the seasons of life because they kind of span 2 weeks. So Seasons of Life covers infancy and early childhood. I would recommend that you watch it at some point during these 2 weeks. What I used to do when I taught this in person was, when I taught it in a 2-hour, 2-day-a-week format, they would take their exam, and then after the exam on the first 2 chapters, they would watch the infancy and early childhood development video to get them primed for the next 2 weeks. I mean, you can do it however you want. They've got childhood and adolescence combined together. These are really good videos. I really like the content and how they cover what's really relevant. So I really recommend that you find a time, especially, I mean, the first 2 are kind of bridging 2 weeks, and then we have an early childhood one, middle childhood one, adulthood, and late adulthood ones. So they kind of correspond better to the weeks that we're covering. This last video link is actually a series, and it's a series of 30-minute videos. They're really 23 minutes, and I don't expect anybody to watch the entire telecourse, but if you're interested in, for example, being a hospice nurse or being a clinical psychologist or something like that, you might personally find these relevant. Or if you've had a death in the family or something like that, you might find these really personally relevant. So I wanted to give you the links. This is not something that I normally show in class, but a lot of times people are interested in these things, and there are like 10 videos to choose from on different topics pertaining to death. So completely optional to watch those videos. Actually, all the videos are optional, but I really strongly encourage the Nova and the Seasons of Life in particular, and then the death ones if you're interested. So now you'll notice also on our calendar I've got when, let's scroll up one more week here, when the midterms become available, and then also when they're due listed. And I reminded you what chapters are being covered. So when you're ready, when you're starting to wonder when is that midterm, again, it's on the course calendar. So that'll show you that. All right. So I think that should cover everything. I think we're done. All right. So carry on. I'll see you in class virtually.